And we are back. Welcome to another week of Beyond the Trenches on the One Mic Media channel. We are here to discuss week 10 in the NFL season. Believe it or not, we're already at that point in the season. Of course, I could not do this without the usual team, the best darn sports team on YouTube. And of course, got to bring them in one by one. First up, the right-hand man, here on time, every time, giving all the best thoughts and insight. What's up, Daryl?
That's good, Mike. Back at it. Some unfortunate. Well, depending how you look at it. Real life is unfortunate. Fantasy, it's a different story. But
man, I don't want to hear about fantasy. You got lucky, and you were sweating last night.
So. Yeah, I was. They almost sold my shit. Eagles almost sold my shit, but it's all good.
It's all good. Next up, the leader of the board in fantasy, actually, Mr. Google himself. My man Jeff, what's good, Jeff?
You already know. I'm running away with this and Pick'ems, and I'm not cooking the books.
Running away, I don't know about that.
I'm running away.
Okay. All right, next up, my fellow Steelers brethren, my man Toby. What's good, Toby?
Yo, man, what's up, Steelers Nation? As always, just glad to be back another week. Talk sports.
Good.
Get some insight from the fellas.
Toby is in town this week. Let's do that for him. Last but not least, coming off a Monday Night Football victory from his Eagles. What's good, Jordan?
It was good. It was definitely a good week. The Eagles won. Bishop Sycamore caught a dub. We're on the way back for the comeback. You feel me? Just know that here.
The team coming together. All right. Well, let's go back to Thursday Night Football. And I usually want to talk about these trash teams, but because it's on Thursday Night Football, I had to put it on the schedule. But the Broncos, who are 8-2, and have the best record in the AFC right now, are get the win over those Raiders. Jeff, might as start, man. What you thought about that game and your boys over there, man?
Hey, man, I was encouraging people to take the Raiders with the spread. On Thursday morning, it was 9 points. I don't know what happened as we got closer to kickoff, but the Thursday night games are always, tough. The short week teams are opponents facing each other, division rivals. Gotta love the Broncos jerseys. Listen, the game was ugly. We had chances to score early on. We didn't take advantage of the chance. We could have really been up 21-0 from the gate. We scored on that first drive. The Broncos have a tendency, what we notice now, to start slow. Bo Nix just doesn't come out ready to play. I don't know what's going on with that. Sean Payton might need to address that. The running backs, I thought R.J. Harvey was going to have a good game against our running defense, but he didn't. But I felt good about our defense, even though Max Crosby didn't wreck the game as he normally does. Some of our cornerbacks came out. We had cornerbacks with 2 interceptions, but it's just the Broncos thing. It's just, like I said, at this point, to be 8-2, they're lucky. In my opinion, because of the fact, like I said, they've had so many slow starts. And I think that's going to come back to bite them in the future, trying to start it slow and pick up later. As far as we go, we just trying to lose as many games as possible, man. We need a top pick. Just go ahead and just write us in the book. You know what I'm saying? The first 5 picks, go ahead and get us up there. And that's the only thing. We traded away Jacoby Myers, so that's a clear indication that we tank it. We putting the season to bed, and we just gonna go forward from there. And I just would hate to see us try and move Crosby. That would be crazy nuts. But I think that's probably gonna be the next thing on the pendulum because that's not really Pete's guy. I think Pete wants to rebuild for the whole thing. We moved the guy Christian Wilkins, who was there for a week and a half because he had some locker room fiasco. So like I said, we'll look forward to the future. But the Broncos, something to worry about. Those fourth quarters, they can come back and bite you, starting slow. Bo Nix just doesn't have that great chemistry, and they don't really have a second wide receiver. Honestly, let's be for real. Evan Ingram, he's in the Kyle Pitts boat. You be wanting so much from him, and yes, you be wanting a lot from him. He's so talented, he's this, and that. But he just don't never deliver stellar tight end numbers. He has.
Might not give him the ball. They got throwing the ball.
I mean, he's had places where they
throwing the ball. He ain't catching it.
I don't know, man. He ain't showing up like I expect him to do yet. I expect him to have stellar numbers, and he hasn't shown me that at all.
All right, Darryl, your thoughts on that game and those teams and the Broncos right now for sure.
Yeah, not much to take away from this barn burner, but it was. I mean,
Barn burner.
but yeah, I mean, kind of like what Jeff said, it was a Thursday night game. These Thursday night games always. I said it. I think after this game, just NFL, they gotta make some changes with the weekly games to maybe like a Friday game or a Saturday game. Just give these teams more time to prepare to put on a better showing. These Thursday night games, not even this game, the majority of these Thursday night games this year has been kind of trash, kind of slow moving until like maybe the second half. And really, the way the game started, I thought the Raiders should have won. They started out more prepared, more physical, got up early, but eventually I feel like just a better team eventually took control of the team, took the game. Broncos had that one touchdown drive with Troy Franklin, and after that, they were just able to do enough to hold the Raiders to 7 points and just finish out the game. And not too much to take away other than like what we just said, the early struggles for the Broncos continue. They're going to have to get that fixed because with that division heating up with Chiefs on their tail, Mahomes can't do that with Mahomes. If you start slow against Mahomes, he's going to take advantage, and you're not going to get the opportunity to come back. So they can clean that up. They're still in a good spot. With their receiving core, this kind of is strange because over the past few weeks, Troy Franklin, Bo Nix's college teammate, they've been using him as a number one receiver. Just, I mean, not as far as like the production might show it, but as far as the targets, he's out targeting. He had more targets than Sutton throughout the whole season. Not that much far behind in Jigba either. I was kind of saw that. So maybe just that college connection is leaning him towards that. But I feel like they still need to keep Sutton involved on as far as on the other side as well, just to limit that or to keep that options open. I still like the running backs with Dobbins. The rookie, I'm not sure. I think the rookie might have gotten hurt this game, or RJ Harvey. I think he might have gotten hurt or what. But if they can keep them healthy, keep the receiving tandem healthy, or it'll keep them on the same page, I like their chances. But definitely they got to clean up the slow starts with the matchups against KC coming up.
Toby, your thoughts on that game of those teams, bro?
I don't got much to add. I really didn't spend much time with this game. There's two teams that were one in the Raiders. They're talking about they're tanking. Coming into the year, he's having high expectations, but they always end up tanking every year. Is the funniest thing. Didn't expect much from the Raiders. Denver, the game was close because their offense, like you guys said, slow start. And that's why, I really don't see them at the end being like a real threat because the offense, I don't think is good enough to be able to get their job done in the playoffs. Even though their defense is on a, historic run currently, I don't think they're good enough. But yeah, won't put much into this game. Just that Denver needs to be better if they want to, be able to, get to the Super Bowl, which will be a very, big thing for them. But they're 8-2. They have a good record. I remember they did something similar the last few weeks and the big one against the Giants. So that offense starting slow is definitely going to hurt them, though.
What you think? Forget the game for a second, Joe. What you think about the Broncos as far as being a real contender?
This kind of reminds me of the Minnesota Vikings team, like 2-3 years back. That was in all those one-score games that they won.
Yeah,
and then they were like,
with Kirk, yeah,
with Kirk, and then they ended up flaming out in the playoffs against, if I'm not mistaken, the Giants, led with Daniel Jones. Mm-hmm. This kind of reminds me of that a little bit. Do I think that this team has a better defense? Absolutely. Do I think they have the better quarterback? I don't know. They damn sure don't have a better offense than that Vikings team. That's for sure. But I think their principles, play good defense, run the ball, they can maybe win a game. But if they end up with the number one seed, they'll get the bye, and it'll be in Denver. Denver's a tough place to play. So they're going to put themselves in position to be able to win a playoff game. I said this a couple weeks ago, I think. I think we all kind of agreed that, like, it'll all be based off of Bo Nix. He got everything he needs. He got a defense. He got 2 receivers. He got 2 running backs. He got a tight end. Decent offensive line. One of the greatest, one of the best coaches that the league has seen in the last maybe 10, 15 years. One of, like, top 10, right? So it's all about what you do. Don't turn the ball over. Make the right play. Be clutch when it matters. So far, through 10 games, they 8-2. He's done that. Do I see them as a real contender? No. Is that where their record says? Yes. Do I think they're still obviously a really good team and a team to be reckoned with? Yes. But when it comes to real deal January and February, I just don't trust them because I'm not gonna trust it. Like I'm not gonna trust nothing I ain't never see.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I like that one.
yeah.
Okay. I agree with everything everybody said. Let me move forward. We know the Raiders are trash and the Broncos are I think Bo Nix is just not ready, to be honest with you, to be a real contender in January and February and whatnot. I think Sean Payton is a good coach, but I just don't. At least right now, he's not young, but he's in the second year as a quarterback. He might be another wide receiver, like Jeff said. But when they go up against like the Baltimore's, even the Patriots, even the Buffaloes, even the KC, I don't think in the playoff time, I don't think they're gonna be able to win those games. So moving on. Sunday Night Football. Speaking of AFC teams, Chargers did defeat the Steelers in a game that was very disappointing for most of us. Darryl, take it away, man. What's up with that game with the Steelers,
man? And I'm gonna start with the Chargers. I'm gonna tip my cap to the Chargers, especially down both offensive tackles. They're down to the third string, the running back, taking care of business at home. Shout out to them, keeping pace in their division with kind of what we just mentioned with Chiefs and Broncos. So definitely an important win for them. Now on the other side, this has been the story of the season for me so far. Just the lack of consistency week in and week out. I just don't get it. 1 week we're beating the number one team in the league, holding the MVP favorite to his lowest total of all season. Next week, offense can't stay off the field. Defense can't stay on the field. So I mean, it's just consistent. It's not complimentary football. Like we win our games by taking the ball away, or even just getting stops and getting ball off the field, getting the ball to offense, right, keeping the time of possession on our side, scoring points, and just playing solid defense. Like that's the formula to winning. But that's not consistency. It's like I don't know if it's with no excuse like to play down to the competition because we're not in that tier. So this is really confusing as to why this inconsistency is consistent throughout the entirety of the season. It's week to week. One side is the defense can't hold receivers under 100 yards, under 100 yards, and the next week is the offense can't get a completion on first down. Defense, they've been playing good on. They've been keying in on taking DK Metcalf out the game, and it's really exposing the issue that we have as far as not having another receiving option. I know we got those tight ends, Jonnu and Freiermuth. They come in clutch as far as getting catches here and there, but there's not a real consistent threat at number 2 as far as being that possession down receiver. Calvin Austin's more of a deep threat. We've seen him drop some passes this game that could have kept the drives alive and got points on the board. Roman Wilson, he's still a rookie, not that much experience there. So when teams key in on taking out DK and we're not able to run the ball, it creates situations where we're not able to get first downs, keep our defense on the field, get them tired, and just wear them out the rest of the game. So just the lack of complementary football is going to be the issue. I just don't know what to expect for this team week in and week out. Like with my fandom, it has hope always, but just with what I've seen, it's just I don't know. I don't feel confident in it as far as the team winning week in and week out. It's just unfortunate because at this point in the year, you're seeing teams separate themselves, like top teams on the NFC. Like you mentioned, like the Seahawks, Lions, even the Eagles. You've seen consistency with those teams. It's not the same with these teams that are kind of in that second tier or struggling to find out what they're going to be. So. I don't know what to expect. We got a lot of division games coming up, so everything is still right in front of us. But again, just don't know what to expect. We have the tools. I mean, tools to we got to put ourselves up in as far as the early lead in the division. So we should have at least not have it get this close, especially with the other teams and the injury that they're dealing with. But we'll see. But again, I don't know what to expect from this team week in and week out, just based on how they perform.
Toby, thoughts on our boys in that game?
Why you do the Steelers fans first?
All right,
because he wasn't on the fly first.
Right?
That's why, like,
hold on, Toby. All right, go ahead, Joey.
You always no. Go ahead, because now I want to hear it.
I want to hear it too. I'm waiting.
I mean, I won't add much. You know, I'll turn this game off at halftime. I mean, there was nothing. I turned it off. There was really nothing else for me to see. The defense, kudos to the defense. I think they played well. They started out the game well. The last 2 weeks they've been outstanding, way more than they have been so far this season consistently. The offense, I've always said that the offense. The problem is, you don't have those wide receiving options. You only have DK. He has, Aaron Rodgers is an old, quarterback. I still think he's good enough to get the job. I think he can make some throws, but he misses, more often because he is older. But I feel like as an offense, we have not been helping him out with, having this. We're kind of like capped offensively in the way we play. And honestly, as a Steelers fan, I really don't like our playbook. I hate these screen passes and the toss plays. I don't, I feel like it doesn't do much. And I think we're cooked at the end of the day. We're not going to be good enough because we're not going to get that wide receiver. Aaron Rodgers, he's not prime Aaron Rodgers anymore. So you can't have him trying to make every single pass with limited options, trying to pass to tight ends, and then DK's getting doubled, and it just wasn't a good look. I think they had 3 points at halftime. Like the offense wasn't doing nothing. It was getting clamped. Chargers played good defensively. And yeah, I mean, this season, last week I picked against us in the pick'em. Colts won. This week I picked the Steelers. Chargers won. And this week I wasn't 100% going into the game because I think, like Daryl said, we're inconsistent. This season is going to be long. And what's going to be the embarrassing thing is if the Ravens come back and they win the division or, something like that. Just got to see what happens. But overall, I think we're cooked. I don't really have high expectations for the season, going forward. I just want to keep seeing what I want to keep seeing is the defense play good, and I'll be happy with that. They're stepping up, but since Rodgers don't have that receiver, I can't ask much of him.
So, the reason I do that first, I know it's time for hater hour now. So I'll let the talk out of the way, let the haters come on the show. So Jeff, go ahead, you can go, man.
Truth telling, yeah, here's the serum.
Right,
I mean, listen,
him tell it, it's truth telling, right?
Huh?
Let him tell it. He's just telling the truth.
Yeah. What he say? He just called the facts. Yeah. Well, he's in here with the facts. The Steelers are. First of all, the game was solid for the Chargers. I mean, they ran the ball with Vidal 20 times. He got 95 yards. We've seen the emergence of Quentin Johnston this year after he was a big flame out last year, catching the ball better. We already knew Ladd McConkey was going to be good. He comes in, he allows them to go across the middle and then that slot receiver. Jim Harbaugh called a really good game. He avoided putting Justin Herbert in positions where he was going to have to throw them to win the game. I think his whole philosophy now is being adopted by the team, whereas though he has a superstar, like he has a quarterback who has superstar talent, but he's not trying to make him be a superstar. He's just letting him play within the offense. And they're well-rounded. Their offensive line was missing some people. The defensive line is actually lit. I'm happy Khalil Mack got that sack. I'm happy that Keenan Allen surpassed Antonio Gates for the most receptions in Charger history. That's actually super dope because he was a tight end and Keenan Allen left and came back and still passed him, so that was fly. But as far as the game doing, the Chargers really just implied their will in essence of this entire thing. I mean, they ran the ball well inside, outside. They took advantage of the Steelers' weaknesses, and that's just where we are. And as far as the Steelers go, they are what they are. They've been for the last 10 years. They're a mid team. They're mediocre. They're 9-8, flame out in the first round. Like right, 5-4 right now. They on track to do exactly what they always do. Like Danny Green said, they are who we thought they were. Like what's going on around here? But it's a thing where like this. The defense gets up like 376 yards a game. The offense is only passing at 195 yards a game. That's an imbalance for you. If the other team is going to pass and move the ball more than your offense is going to supply, you're going to have a problem. They have holes, totality, wide receiver. I mean, look, DK, not even it really to me. If you ask me, he's not even that guy. Like, honestly, he is a big target. But he's just not a game changer. He's not a game wrecker. He has games where he breaks out, but he's just not that guy. The running back situation never really got resolved. Yeah, I do like Jaylen Warren, but I don't like him as the sole primary back. He needs to be like a change of pace back. He needs to be the guy you bring in after you have someone who has moderate speed and can run the ball really hard to kind of wear the defense down. Then you run him in the game and you throw screens to him and stuff like that. The tight end situation was still up in the air. That's why they bought Jonnu Smith in. And reality is they tried to make Washington a feature tight end. That doesn't work. He's really just a lineman who can run a little faster than most of the fat guys. So, I think there's holes on the offense. I think, again, this they need to have a season where they lose so you can get some good draft equity. Like, if you keep going in the middle of the pack, you're going to keep having mid players. You're not going to be able to get to the top of the draft, and that's kind of where they are. I called it before. I think Mike Tomlin's done this year. I think it's over. Like, the run is over. Like, he bought in Aaron Rodgers. He bought in the guys he wants. This is his show. It's a shit show. Like, and again, like Toby said, the Ravens are going to hawk the Steelers down. Let's be for real. Lamar's back. He had 3 weeks to rest. They about to hawk y'all down and take the division, and it just is what it is. But like I said, I just think that, this year, the inconsistency, Rodgers doesn't have the chemistry with the receivers. He's asking for another year, I believe. I think he said that in low-key, I wouldn't mind playing another year. I don't think he should. Just hang it up. Let the Steelers try and find some sort of solution at the quarterback position. But, the game itself, it was just the true essence of what are y'all going to do against really good teams? And really good teams who have sound foundation, sound coaching, and the blueprint, they're going to beat y'all. They're going to beat the Steelers.
Jeff?
Thanks.
I'm sorry, Jordan, my fault.
So I pretty much agree with the majority of what Jeff said, other than maybe just the Tomlin thing. I think Tomlin's one of the best coaches in the league. I don't necessarily think they should fire him. I think the holes on offense that they have are preventing them from being the offense that they could potentially be, which is the offensive line and a second receiver. Chargers on his ass. Chargers on his ass. He couldn't. He's 41, right? So he ain't really getting around nobody anyway.
Torn Achilles.
But they was on his ass, you feel me? So, and the Chargers defense is not terrible. It's not bad, and they play better at home. That's why I really switched my pick. I'm like, the Steelers had to put out all that energy against the best offense in the league, and the Colts at home then had to fly all the way to L.A., and this is one of the best teams in the AFC. I really just didn't see that. I'm not going to cap. Do I think that the Steelers are a bad team? Nah, but they are they are not what I think Steelers fans would have wanted them to be, obviously, and expecting, but they definitely have not played to the level in which I kind of thought they could have, especially with the players on defense that they had. So, the defense is playing better. They did just pick up the boy Asante Samuel Jr. Maybe that can help. I don't know. They should have picked up a receiver. They should have went and got another receiver.
Crazy part. He used to play for the Chargers.
Yeah, for sure. So, as far as the Chargers, the Chargers are kind of. They've been. When he has protection, he can play. You get what I'm saying? And they got the weapons, they got the team, they got the defense, they got the coach. For them, it's always just been about how they play in the playoffs, or at the end of the year. Last year was their first year getting in the playoffs. All right, cool. You feel me? They got punched on. So maybe this year is the next step for them. Maybe they win a playoff game this year. You feel me? So, but the Chargers are the Chargers. They look good.
December gonna test the Chargers. They got the Eagles.
I think.
Texans.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I think more the Steelers look bad than the Chargers look good, and I think that I agree with Jeff on that on that test. Reason why I kept my pick because they're missing Joe Alt, and when you see me, he don't have protection. That's the best protection in the league. He's missing for the rest of the year, so I don't trust the Chargers moving forward without him on that left side.
They protected him last night. They protected him Sunday night.
Okay, a little bit, but I thought our defense played well. I think we couldn't score to keep up. Be honest with you,
right?
And I think defense played well ever since 2 games ago when Ramsey gave a speech or whatever like that. But issue is, Steelers offensive 29th, defense 28th. That's almost last in both categories. So there's no way they can win.
5-4.
Nah, bro, stop it.
It's not
Still don't like
sustainable because if you look at the wins, the Colts game we had like mad turnovers, and the Patriots game we had mad turnovers, and we still only won by like between less than 10
touchdown.
points.
Yeah.
Right.
Bengals game we shouldn't have lost.
Who?
Right,
Bengals game we shouldn't have lost. Right?
right.
Really should be what? What do you guys 5-4? Really should be what 6-3?
Yeah,
Could
but
have lost
listen,
to the Jets week 1.
yeah, we should have
Lost
lost
to the
this
Jets.
week.
Right? Shouldn't have lost to the Jets. No, you beat the
Right.
Jets.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we beat them.
Should have lost though.
Yeah. But my point is that when you get
You
5
beat-
or 6 turnovers and win only about 7 points, that's crazy. That tells you how bad the offense is. And that happened to us twice this year, which is insane. Issue is Rodgers is a quarterback where he needs to have a great run game at this point, and then just make timely throws. Run
Everything has
game,
to be perfect.
not even perfect. Just a run game. He needs Jonathan Taylor. He needs fucking Saquon Barkley. He needs a great run game. He needs a good defense. Almost what Danny Dimes got. A great run game, a good defense, and just makes timely throws. Whatever. The Steelers' run game is bad. The Steelers' run game is not set up for Rodgers to be the quarterback, and not really Steelers football. To be honest with you. And then the defense was bad for so many games, but getting a little bit better. But you got to have balance. Yeah, it's only one receiver. I don't like to play Arthur Smith. I think he's trash anyway. And I'm mad that still mad at how Tomlin capped for his OC and DC so much. Switch for me. That's the cost of his job right there. Because them niggas, he probably have him over Thanksgiving and shit. Like he feel like they just like good friends more than like you know what I mean his coaches or whatever. So I don't like that. I don't think Rodgers is the issue. I just don't think that he's in a situation where it's going to be good for him at this age. Problem is, though, I mean, Jeff, it ain't been all 9 and 8. It's like 10-7, 11 and 6s in there too. It's like all 9 and 8s. However, they still go out in round 1 or whatever, either way, and they can't get a good draft pick. So I agree. I said it 3-4 weeks ago that the Ravens was going to catch up. The Ravens schedule was set up for that. They got an easy schedule, and then Lamar came back and the defense got better. Hopefully, we still get sneaking that 7th seed, but it ain't looking good. So that's what I'm.
Your best bet is that they always respond, and that's why I picked them
But they
last
don't.
week.
That's the problem.
But then, but they do though because they got smacked 2 weeks in a row type shit on defense, and then they went up against the best offense in the league and they smacked them.
No, they
That was
didn't.
gonna be
The coach basically gave the shit to him. They didn't smack him. That's like he said, 6 turnovers and only win by 7. That's not smacking.
That's deep. But that's the deep. But bro, like, come on, you got.
That's the thing, though. Like what I was saying, like we have the letdown, then we respond, but we're not able to sustain that.
Yeah,
And that's why the record shows 5-4. It's like
Right,
when we do good, next week,
They can't bounce back. They don't respond. That's not responding.
But
Responding would have been won 2 games in a row. Not coming out here and laying a 10-point dud on Sunday night. Hell, flying across country, you still had all day to chill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to respond. Like Mike said, the Chargers ain't really, like, they not just running around here bully balling niggas.
The Chargers are 7-3.
They are, but, you know, they not, like, they didn't look like the Patriots. I'm going to say that.
They're not a juggernaut at all.
Yeah, like, they
Patriots
just
not a juggernaut.
on the schedule.
Patriots better than Chargers.
Patriots ain't a juggernaut. Patriots.
Oh my god.
That'll be a good game.
Patriots ain't better than Chargers, Toby.
That'll be a good game.
Yo,
I don't know.
What's in your cup?
Listen, it's tough. It's tough. Like both them teams on the same level, kind of. Like I ain't gonna lie to you.
Man,
It could go either way.
No,
Like,
it can't, bro.
I'm telling you, if the Patriots come to LA, they can get their ass whooped. But if the Chargers go to New England, they can get their ass kicked too. Especially in December.
Good teams, good offense,
These
good
is good
defense.
teams, though.
The
Like,
only thing that the Patriots are lacking is their running game is all crazy because there's so many
Right.
people hurt and it's just in and out. Like
the Patriots are nice, but the Chargers, like, if the Patriots is here, the Chargers is right here.
It's not
like,
too much of a difference.
y'all
yeah,
niggas
it's not
is
too much
bugging.
of a difference.
I'm with Jeff.
Y'all bugging, bro.
Nah,
Patriots
nah,
coaching looking
nah,
legit. The defense is showing up. They got the number 1 receiver. They got a number 1 receiver. I'm saying Drake
The
May is
Chargers
looking
got
like
three
shit.
number 1s or 2 1s and a 2.
Who the 2?
Chargers beat the Chiefs.
Whoever
McConkey
you
and,
wanna put
And week
down.
1.
Right? Like yo, they kill me with the revisionist
W's.
history. Like it's just be like
McConkey
yo,
a 1.
Nah, he
Well, he kind of a
And
slot.
Johnson looking like a motherfucking 1 right
He ain't
now.
never been no
But
one.
Keenan ain't the 1. He old as shit.
I
so
don't
they
have
got
a
the
one.
ones.
Right.
Dude, it's really
They
McConkey
got all
and Johnson.
four.
It's really McConkey and Johnson. Keenan the third, but he still be eating though.
Johnson ain't no one, bro. He done had
He
too many
looking. I'm
years.
telling you,
Any one of them better than Diggs?
McConkey right now. McConkey, he had 200 yards in the playoff game last year.
McConkey is better than
He
Stephon
legit.
Diggs right now.
I think they got smacked in the playoff game too, didn't they?
They did get smoked.
He
but
still had
he's better
200
than
yards.
Diggs
Got
right now.
smoked, homie.
Diggs is balling,
He had
bro.
200
I still
yards.
say-
Like,
I still
One
say-
year
Twenty
rookie.
means nothing.
Rookie receiver,
Smoked.
200 yards in the playoffs.
Yeah, you
Smoked.
tripping, bro. Right now, today, I'm still taking McConkey, bro.
Over Diggs?
Yeah.
Nah, you tripping.
Diggs,
All right.
Diggs still balling. He's just a little older. I'm taking McConkey for sure.
You taking Drake? You taking Herbert over Drake May?
Right now,
Yeah.
I mean, they both, Justin. Are y'all?
Did you see what Justin Herbert did last playoffs?
Justin Herbert is the number one QB in fantasy.
Did you see what he did last year in the playoffs?
Who? Justin Herbert? What did Drake May do last year in the playoffs?
He was a
did
rookie.
make it? Oh, they didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
Bro, Justin Herbert been in the league for like 6 years. He
Yeah.
played out bad. in the
That's
playoffs.
cool. I agree with you. But right now, stop with that shit. Justin Herbert.
Nah, I don't know. Drake May got the best percentage in the league. He's got like yards per
Don't
catch.
tell him nothing. Don't tell him nothing.
He in the MVP
Drake.
race. Why we not talking about that?
Yeah. Number one in MVP
y'all
race.
Gotta chill, yo. Y'all
You gotta chill.
Drake May can be MVP or whatever, but he's not like chill, yo.
Yo. All right. Anyway, let me move
Chill,
forward,
yo.
man. We'll get back to
Because
the. Listen, we got an MVP conversation next week. Eagles, they did barely survive, but they got the win over the Packers at the end of the game. 10-7. I'll start with you, George. This is your team. Your thoughts on the game, man.
barely survived. Fuck is you talking about? Listen,
It's
we
literally 3
did what we
points.
stuck.
It was 10
We
seconds.
did.
Come on.
Well,
Hey, yo,
It's a defensive
they all
game.
drinking the juice
it was
today,
a
yo.
defensive game. He's two of the best defenses in the league. What are you saying?
So y'all
Hey.
barely survived by 10.
And we went in the Green Bay hostile environment against one of the top 5, top 6 teams in the AFC. I mean, the NFC, a playoff team, and showed them what the fuck we were supposed to do.
Did y'all
Am
beat
I
the
happy with
Cowboys?
the way the offense played? No. But am I incredibly excited the way that defense played? Hell yeah. Because all the offense got to do is just be a little bit better, and it'll just look a little better than what y'all want to see. We got the dub either way, so I don't even really give a fuck about really what it looked like. As long as we get the fucking dub, it's cool. Because we are still the champs. We get everybody's best shot. We've had one of the hardest schedules in the league, and we fucking still 7-2, and everybody still really talk shit.
Yeah. Okay.
The offense don't do this. The offense don't do that. But we got all this. That's perfectly fine because guess what happens? Every time the plays need to be made, these motherfuckers make the play. In 2 games that we lost, in our reality against Denver, yo, we was up 21-3. They beat themselves. In the Giants game, they beat themselves. When the Eagles don't beat themselves, y'all are not fucking with us. They had 1 turnover last night. Green Bay had 2. Oh, fucking well. That was the difference in the game. Oh, fucking well. Camps. We don't fuck ourselves. I told you I never trusted Jordan Love.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I agree
showed
with
that
that.
last night.
You did.
And guess what? They beat themselves. The Jordan Love fumble. He missed some throws when niggas was open. They had in the 4th quarter, they had a 22-yard game that got called back for illegal formation. So the Eagles just did not do certain shit that put them in position to win the game. We have had, you cannot tell me we haven't had one of the hardest schedules this year. What shitty team have we played
The Giants.
outside of the Giants?
And
Tell me
lost.
what other shitty team we played. We played 2 shitty teams this year, the Giants and Dallas. Everybody else was a playoff team from last year and is going to be a playoff team this year. And at that, we're 7-2.
And the Vikings. They shitty too.
They made the playoffs last year.
They
They're a whole different quarterback. What are you talking about? They're the same
They're
team.
shitty, but they just beat Detroit, right? But they're shitty.
They
And
not
they
great.
just stood toe-to-toe with Minnesota, right?
Listen,
But they're shitty. Come on, man. Y'all
Shitty, bro.
picking and choosing. Picking and
Shitty.
choosing. Because when we
Shitty.
go to these other segments, y'all be up. Nah. Picking and choosing. Look, we the number 1 team in the NFC. We the reigning fucking champs. And we're going to show y'all what it is again next Sunday. Short week. They got to come to Philly It's November. It's a little fucking chilly out here now.
They stayed on the East Coast, bro. They just played in
I don't
Washington.
give a no. What?
They just played in Washington. They stayed on the East Coast. They're not leaving.
We don't. I don't. We this ain't Washington, bro. That's a 95.
I'm just saying. You
This ain't
saying they gotta
Washington.
come back to Philly? They already out
That's
here.
cool.
Like,
This is
they chilling.
Philadelphia. The hits hit harder.
I hear you, man.
You feel me?
Wait, who they play?
They're not ready for that shit.
Wait, who they play?
Wait,
Detroit?
wait,
Eagles.
Hold on.
Wait, he said it's a little chilly. It's cold in Detroit than it is here. What you talking about?
They don't play
They play
outside though.
inside, yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Come on, them bitches, yeah. Listen, I'm telling y'all, next week we're gonna handle business again. Then if it look the same, what y'all gonna say? When we handle business again, we get the dub.
Man,
If
we'll worry
it
about that
look
when we get
the
to
same
it.
like it did this week, I'm gonna be concerned.
Okay.
10-7 is not what I wanted to see.
What you want to see?
I mean, I wanted to see. Give me
What you want to
17.
see? We whooped on them last year, 20-something. First game, it was a high scoring game. It ain't always gonna be 30-30, bro.
It ain't. I mean, give me 20 at least.
They didn't give you 20. They the Packers
I
didn't
have
give
no
you
faith
20.
in them at this point.
What the fuck I gotta do, man?
Toby, why don't you go, man? What's your
In the Super
thoughts,
Bowl
man?
again.
I won't say much about this game. I've been said weeks ago the Packers are fool's gold. You know, I never believed in them. And that's basically this is another team that is out the Eagles' way. And then we was all saying the Lions is the only team in their way. And we're gonna see next week what happens with the Lions. But with the Eagles are 7-2. Jordan was saying they had a hard schedule. They have, you know, the Eagles have been, you know, I've hated the Eagles, but you know, you can't do nothing about, you know, if a team is winning. They're winning in every type of way, whether that's high scoring, low scoring, they could win games, and that's all it's about. It's about winning games. So, you know, it looks like they're Super Bowl bound, you know, and that's all that matters. Because when I really think about I forgot about the Rams. I'm not sure we'll talk about them. Maybe the Rams will be the team, or Seattle. It has to have the team has to be high powered, I feel like, to really test that defense out. So probably the Rams, and
You right.
you know, maybe that's the only team, the Rams, because they should have beat the Eagles honestly earlier this season. I remember that game.
For the Vegas call.
Yeah, the calls were made for that one.
But he was really like,
Two block kicks and one for the tutty at the end. Like,
Yeah, come on, man. That was just way
his
too
shit
much.
was going great. Like,
way too
his
much,
tape
bro.
was going great.
All right, anyway, the Eagles, they looking like they're Super Bowl bound. Hopefully, you know, hopefully someone can stop them. You know, hopefully the Rams or Seattle.
He said, hopefully.
I don't know if I believe in Detroit because of their golf. You know, I don't believe in them. So if I don't believe in a quarterback, it's going to be hard for me to believe in the team. And then not that like their defense is, you know, world beaters. So hopefully the Rams Seattle do it. But you know, Eagles 7-2, good dub. They, you know, move. It's all about the W. So
Good dub. Daryl, your thoughts, man? Wake you up a little bit.
Yeah, good win for the Eagles. Packers are frauds to me. Like this game proved it. Like this was I thought it was an important game for Jordan Love, and I just didn't like what I saw. And I don't think the play calling helped them either. But just opportunity at home against a top team in the NFC to have a statement win. They just didn't look right to the occasion. Credit to the Eagles defense. They definitely played well. I thought it was going to be an issue once Q went down, but he came back in, held the Packers receivers at bay for the most part. Also held Josh Jacobs at bay about 74 yards in total on the ground there. So the Eagles, I like what I saw. I mean, they do a chance too, like Jordan said. They do what it needs to do what they need to do to win. Not an exciting game on the offense, but we've seen that a couple times throughout this year, and they still find a way to win. But yeah, that defense playing like they have, that kind of reminded me how that defense looked at the second half of last year when they went on that run. They started playing better on defense. So if that's going to happen again this year, that's going to put them in a good spot. I can't wait for this NFC playoffs because I feel like there's 5 teams that I think that's going to be able to go on a run, and maybe
Okay.
Eagles, Lions, Seahawks, Rams, and I think Bucks, if they get Bucky Irving and Mike Evans back, they're going to be in that category with me too. So, and some of these teams may end up playing wild card weekend, and that's going to be a deciding factor as far as how the rest of that playoff goes out. But that's definitely going to be interesting to see how that plays out, and also the seeding, how that plays out too. But this was a good win, definitely for the Eagles. Not too much. I feel like this. I mean, for a fantasy perspective, I was watching Dallas Goedert every play. I feel like he is Jalen's favorite target, and then he goes to Smith and AJ when he makes big plays. But as far as like keep chains moving, that's Goddard's his first guy. Saquon, he had a subpar game like he has been throughout the majority of this year, and maybe he can. I mean, 22 carries is still a lot of work, but it still is like not. It's not showing as far as like his maybe it's not we're not able to see it as far as like maybe like the any impact on him being hurt or anything like that. Maybe as we get closer to the end of the year, come playoff time, they'll lean on him more, or he'll explode more as far as what we saw last year. But biggest takeaway: the Packers are frauds. I don't believe in them. I no longer believe in Jordan Love like I did previously. And the Eagles, they kept themselves in that top NFC tier for me.
Jeff, last time. Well, before I go ahead.
Well, I mean, it was a heavyweight boxing match, you know, for the sake of it. You know, what I did find out is that the Eagles have trouble with the running game. Jacobs ran the ball 21 times for 74 yards and a touchdown this game. So, you know, that was something to pay attention to. Jordan Love just really couldn't get it together. I mean, I think the D-line for the Eagles, they was just in his pocket all night. I mean, he never really was able to sit back in the pocket and just dissect the defense. He was on the move. He was bobbing and weaving, ducking through tacklers and people in pursuit coming to sack him. So, and I think that was a good thing that the Eagles displayed to me there. I'm a firm believer in their defensive line. I think it's like one of the best in the league, honestly, because of the guys they got in the middle. And, you know, with this game that it exposed to me is that, you know, and it's another thing is Jalen Hurts isn't willing to turn the ball over. He did have the fumble. That was like his first turnover outside of his one interception. But he's playing it in a conservative effort where he's like, look, I'm not going to throw the ball into the other hand's teams. I'm generally going just like what I said, if I take a sack or throw the ball out of bounds, but I'm just not going to turn it over. He's managing the game. Hell with it. Like, let's just call it what it is at this point. You know, I always said Smith. I believe Smith is the number one receiver on another team. He led the league. He led the team in receiving this game, which was, you know, obviously to me that he has the credibility and the ability to do so. He's an Alabama guy. He played with 2 and won a championship, so you know how that works with those guys down there. They play really well. Who?
Heisman Trophy winner.
Heisman Trophy winner at that. Not even let's forget that part. So I think this offense has the potency. Honestly. Maybe they're just cruising. You know, we watched the Chiefs do this a couple of years ago where they just cruise through the regular season before they just turn it on. But we ain't talking about Pat Mahomes here. We talk, you know, that the quarterback is 2 different people and the play calling are 2 different people. So some of these games do be alarming to me. This game was kind of alarming to me because I just expected them really to handle the Packers. I did. I expected them to go in there and put the brakes.
I didn't. I knew this.
Yeah, and that's you. And that's you. I watch games just like you. I watch as many games just as you. You know, I expected them to go in there and put the pause on them because, again, the Packers don't even have a number 1 receiver, man. They got a bunch of number 2s running around, like, and their running game is solid. What? They don't have anybody. Christian Watson just came back over recovery from the ACL last year. He like in his 3rd game. Like, he led the team in receiving. That can't be the case.
Wow. Who's their number 1 target, by the way?
But who?
Packers.
I don't know, but
I'm gonna tell you who. Tucker Kraft. Was he playing yesterday?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
And he was like non-draft.
Nigga, we beat the Packers before Tucker Kraft was ever there.
That's the whole.
I would ask the question. That's all I did. I asked the question.
They don't really have no threats.
Do we play y'all?
No.
Oh, you fucking lucky.
All I do was ask a question.
Don't make me bring that shit up.
No threats, man. And that's all. Like I said, I expect the Eagles to go ahead and put it down to them because, like I said, they don't have any wide receiver threats. Like, they don't have nobody that Jordan Love can just be like, yo, I'm going to get this dude the ball. I don't care what the coverage is, and he's going to make a play. There's nobody there for that. And that is kind of what makes the slight on Jordan Love a little harder. But at the same time, I expect him to be better at this point. I hope they do get him a receiver because he does need it. But again, like I said, I expected the Eagles to go in there and really handle some heavy business in there. I mean, give me 20 up on them Jones. They could be 20-7. I'd have walked away real proud with that one. But 10-7, that was ugly, man.
So the Packers defense didn't play well at all.
No, the Eagles offense played bad.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. We've been 200-yard game. He hasn't. He's under 200 yards so many times this season.
That's just crazy.
It is ludicrous, bro. And Saquon is not having the same season as last year. It's just not like it doesn't look like it's hitting gears yet. We're in week 10, and they don't have the components or capacity to turn this shit on like that.
All right. Well, when we get the number 1 seed and everybody got to come to fucking Philadelphia, you gonna find the fuck out, just
That's
like
cool,
they are.
Man. That's cool, man.
Just
look,
the fuck they are.
Listen, right? Listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing for sure. Two things for certain, right? If Howie thought y'all was good enough, he wouldn't have been trying to make all these moves.
Howie made moves the year we went to the Bowl twice. So
I mean,
bro,
but again,
that's what we do.
He might not have thought y'all was good enough then either. Like
for the winning team.
Look, the Alexander move didn't work
Everybody
out.
want to come play for the Jets.
It's only time to find out if this Phillips move is gonna work out.
And what?
The Alexander move ain't work out, and we're gonna need some time to see if this Phillips move works out
Phillips was like the best fucking player on the line last night.
against the Packers with no number 1 receiver.
He like a Pro Bowl player out there last night.
All right, again, we got to see this consistently. This ain't a 1-game show here.
All right. Let me go, y'all. I just want to find out because you talking about this receiver. That's why it's a question. But was I wrong, Daryl? He the number one target.
You was sitting on that, waiting.
I just wanted to make sure. I was just saying. But
It's all right, man.
No, I'm saying facts, man. Listen, man.
We smoked y'all number 1 target last year. We
on the whole new year, man.
Target this year. You feel me? And I hope we see y'all next year. We're gonna smoke y'all next year if we see y'all.
Listen, man. The defense played great. Play pretty well. That's not. I wasn't even taking away from that. I just want to talk about that part. I do think Jordan Love is. I've been saying it too. Same thing you've been saying. I dropped the thing in fantasy. He's very inconsistent. Matt LaFleur was getting frustrated at him for not seeing stuff on the field.
Yeah.
He's too athletic to not use his legs more. That bothers me so much because the Joker's actually fast. I know you're pocket passer, but you got to add more to your game. I think Tucker Kraft was his safety blanket, is his favorite target, is his go-to guy, and he's hurt now, so it makes it even worse. Like you said, Jeff, Watson just came back, and Reed was number 1 target before Watson came back, and he gone too. So I think, man, this Eagles schedule being the toughest or whatever like that is way overblown, Jordan. I'm sorry. Let's go through it. Cowboys are trash. The Chiefs were without Worthy and Rice when they played them. The Rams, y'all were down till we came back at the end. The Buccaneers were without Mike Evans and without Chris Godwin. The Broncos beat y'all. The Giants didn't beat y'all. The Vikings are trash. The Giants are trash. And then the Packers without Tucker Kraft. No, that tough schedule.
Wow. So we didn't have players. Yo, do y'all hear this shit?
Come on,
let me finish.
Cool. Yeah.
So these better teams, all of them, they're top receivers, each and every one of them.
Yo, I can't wait till next week.
Let me finish, okay?
Yo, I really can't wait.
Hold on.
You better hope y'all win.
I always think
the difference is I know we're gonna win.
I only say facts, bro. Also, offense Jeff was talking about. The Eagles have the most expensive offense in the league right now. By the way, they also have the highest 3-and-out percentage in the entire league, 31%, which is higher than all the other teams. How you got a higher 3-and-out percentage when you got AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, 3-and-out? Highest of the they go 3-and-out more than the Panthers, more than the Saints, more than any other team. Steelers make it make sense to me. Right. So that don't make any sense to me. But I'm gonna tell you part of the reason why. Because you saw it again yesterday. I told you this earlier in the season. 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 14. They run the ball. They don't trust Jalen Hurts to try to make those passes. So they say, all right, we're gonna take 5 yards and then punch the ball.
They don't have to because we have one of the best defenses in the NFL.
There's other teams with great defense.
What other teams would do if they had that, but okay. But no, it's okay.
I don't see Bo Nix do that.
Okay.
They got a better defense. Right, they throw the ball on 3rd and 12. I promise you, McVay does. I promise you he does. And secondly,
Shanahan might do it too.
That's also part of the reason why he don't have high turnovers because they'll put him in those predicaments because they don't trust him in those predicaments. So it all is like a domino effect. But either way, We're gonna see what happens next week in Detroit. I thought to me it's more about the Packers than the Eagles. Like everybody was saying,
Punch.
Packers are fugazi. They're fraudulent. Detroit gonna win a division. They paid all that money for Micah. He had like 3 pressures yesterday, no sacks, no hits on the quarterback. I think it overpaid for this dude. And I think that and they're saying the bull Matt LaFleur is on a hot seat because his contract gonna be up after next season. So if he get he been 7th seed, and right now he's in the 7th seed. 3 straight years in the 7th seed, he might be gone. So I think that so for me it's more about the Packers than the Eagles. So
which is shocking that niggas don't think that Mike Tomlin should go, but okay. Same guy don't think Mike Tomlin should go.
One got a Super Bowl and one don't. I'm just saying.
I hear you.
All right.
That Super Bowl is old as fuck, bro.
It is, though. It is.
Older than my kids.
I wouldn't be mad on Mike T leaving more because he capped for the whack ass OCs in DC. Let me move on for Jordan get too emotional again. Just next thing. Next up, man, Dolphins smoked the Bills. I mean, in a shocking win. And another team that might be fugazi. But Toby, why don't you start, Toby? Dolphins and Bills. What you thought about
Your
that?
boy.
Word. I mean, yeah, the Bills are definitely looking fugazi. I mean, they just beat the Chiefs, but I'm pretty sure they have a couple bad losses, and this is a bad loss to the Dolphins. I mean, I didn't see this coming from a mile away at all. That defense be getting cooked up now. I feel like their defense isn't good enough. And then Josh Allen, James Cook, good running back coming up the backfield, but their receivers, a bunch of number 2s. A bunch of number 2s and 3s. They don't got no, real guy. Josh Allen can't carry them as much anymore. This was a bad loss. I felt like the AFC is definitely wide open because the Bills, they're not as good as they were in past years, in my opinion. They've definitely dropped the ball so far. We'll see what happens with their coach. But to lose to the Dolphins, who've been terrible this year, just getting destroyed by the run game. Their defense is, going downhill now. It definitely is a surprising loss. Josh Allen can't, continue to be Superman, every game. I remember you could literally see that one play where he was carrying the defense and then he fumbled the ball. That's basically what he tries to do with the Bills week in, week out. And that gimmick is tiring out. So
Jeff, your thought on Bills Dolphins?
This was bad. This was bad news, Bills. Honestly, I mean, look, threw him 2 picks, and he still couldn't really pull it off. That was crazy. But this is reminiscent of the old Josh Allen, man, just trying to do so much, fumbling the ball, intercepting. Like he is reverting back to that version of himself because this offense does not get it done. Honestly, again, and I always say this, and I get ridiculed for this. You got to give James Cook the ball, man. Like, the dude's got to get 20, 30 carries. He's got to get touches in passing game. He can do all the same things that some of the elite backs that we have in this league do. He can catch out the back, he can run. They just don't. They want to give it to Josh Allen so bad to prove he's such a superstar that it always backfires in their face. And I've been saying this for 2 years. Sean McDermott's got to go, man. They don't have an offensive-minded player. Like, they thought that changing the GM, letting Daboll go, okay, we understand. He might have been better as an OC, however that works out. They thought, okay, the new guy's coming in. They started running the ball more some. Then eventually they turned back to giving it back to Josh Allen. Josh Allen's got 4 fumbles this year. He's got 5 interceptions this year. That's 9 turnovers already. He's reverting back to who he used to be. And the Bills' defense isn't really stopping anyone. I mean, honestly, the front line is getting smashed. I mean, they gave up 174 yards to Achane. Achane is pretty good. But to get 174 yards in the game is crazy, man. That's out of your mind. And a division rival, too, at the same time. 30 points to the Dolphins with 2 interceptions. That's insane. So, look, I think the Bills have peaked. It's over. Blow the thing down. Go ahead and make it happen. Look, they tried the Keon Coleman thing. He's young. He just isn't that breakout receiver they're expecting. Shakur is definitely a 2.5 at the max. They have 2 tight ends. They don't even involve as much as that. Knox and Kincaid. They never work. Then every time they get down to the red zone, they give the damn ball to Ray Davis, somebody to punch it in for the touchdown over James Cook. What is going on out there? Like, it's all bad, man. And it started when they started losing those defensive players about 2 years ago and let Tre'Davious White go. All those other guys. Milano was hurt. Everything's going bad for the Bills. So here's the thing with this, right? They're not going to win the division, right? They're already 2 games behind the New England Patriots. They're going to find themselves in the playoffs as a wild card. Where can they go on the road and win? And I don't think there's any one of those top AFC teams that they can do that. They already have shown what's going on in New England, that's going to be a problem for them. You know, we already know that the Chargers look like they had the formula because they could just run the ball all over them. We know the Ravens got their number. If it wasn't for Mark Andrews dropping it last year, we would have cemented that already. You know what I'm saying? So the Bills are in like a mediocre.
Bills beat them game 1, bro.
Yeah, game 1. Or they gave up 40 points. Like, let's think about that. Like, they gave up 40 points. They had to come all the way back and beat them. It's not like they came out and put the brakes down to them. So, again, I just think that Lamar is a different juggernaut for them. He should have beat them last year. And the Buffalo Bills losing to the Dolphins, what was that, in Miami? That's going to hurt their playoff seeding. That's going to hurt where they go in the wild card. The Dolphins, they just spoiled the season. That's all. They just spoiled their whole thing right there. And it's no real growth in that. So, maybe they trade Jalen Waddle. I don't know. Achane, they got some chips. They could trade. Achane they got to be their primary back. Now they got to start with him. I mean, he has only 3 100-yard rushing games, and he has 199-yard rushing game with 20 carries. So
it's because he's at every y'all niggas is disrespectful. He's one of the best all-purpose backs.
He's every down back.
He's one of the best all-purpose backs in the league, bro.
So he's what? He's 9 on the list.
That's pretty good. Top 10.
I'm just asking. I gave you 9. I could have said 12. Like,
all right, let's move on. Daryl, your thoughts on the Bills and the Dolphins, man?
Yeah, this game is exactly the reason why I didn't put no stock in that win last week against the Chiefs, because we've seen that before. Like, them get a win over the Chiefs in the regular season, but we see how it ended a few times as well.
They like 5-1 against them. Regular season.
Yeah, regular season. Then we always know how it ends. This defense cannot stop the run. Like HN, he had over 200 all-purpose yards, but there's been a few other running backs that had their way with them this season as well. They just keep getting gashed on that defensive side. And I agree with Jeff, because of that falls on McDermott's side. Past few years when the Bills were in the Super Bowl conversation, defense wasn't an issue. It was really just Allen taking care of the ball, really. And just that's an issue with them, and especially when you add on they still had not having a true number 1 receiver. GM should have been fired this weekend after I saw. They said that the deal with Waddle didn't go through because they didn't want to give up a first-round pick next year. I mean, if you got Allen in the prime of his career, like, you fuck them picks. You got to make that move. Like, him with Waddle, that could have been solidified things that made things so much easier. But now you just playing number 1 receiver by committee, basically. When Kincaid, I think he's dealing with some injuries, so usually he's the go-to guy. Shakir, I mean, he has 7 catches, but he's not a true, like, realistic, like, number 1 threat. Coleman, he was supposed to be that guy, but we know how he's been so far. So, yeah, I just don't think the Bills are like a true Super Bowl contender until they fill out their roster as far as the offensive side. I like Cook, but like Jeff said, you gotta give him the ball. He's the best option offensively, so there's no reason why not to give him the ball instead of spreading around like you are. I mean, I'm looking at this right now, like almost 10 receivers got a catch from the Bills. Like, that's an issue because of not number 1, and then only 13 carries for Cook, especially go against the Miami Dolphins defense, who has been bad all year for the most part. That's just not a recipe for success. And so that's for the Dolphins. I mean, this win may hurt the next GM and head coach when it comes draft time next year. But credit to that team not giving up on McDaniels. But for the Bills, this win kind of solidified what I thought last week, as far as them still they're not able to get over that hump that's been a hump for like the last 3 or 4 years now, it seems like.
Bills.
Jory, Bills Dolphins, brother.
So, I mean, like, obviously bad Bills, right? Bad defense, divisional game. In Miami, may be tough, I guess. Miami does typically play them pretty decently. But yeah, their offense is just really inconsistent, and the defense is really inconsistent. They haven't leaned on the run game as much. And right, they try to throw it around, throw it around with Josh, and right, they don't have like Keon Coleman's supposed to be their number 1 guy. Like, that's not really panning out right now. Shakir's at 2. Kincaid's his best receiver, but he's out. Like, everything else said, you feel me? So I'm not gonna like throw a knife. I'm not gonna stick a knife in him or nothing. Do I think, Jeff? I actually disagree. I think they can go anywhere and win a playoff game on the road because I think that they would have that confidence considering the pedigree that they've had over the last like 4, 5, 6 years as far as just being one of the best teams in the AFC, being contenders, Josh Allen being the MVP. I don't think he would have any fear of going in anywhere and taking a dub. So that's why I'm not going to stick a knife in them and say they not one of the best teams in the AFC. I wouldn't want to play them in a fucking wild card game because it's still the MVP. And we've seen them be able to play well when the occasion rises. Like they rose to the occasion when it was Chiefs. Let down game against the Dolphins, cool. I think they're gonna be all right still. Maybe they do end up as a wild card team. And if I'm you know, a team like the Patriots that or the Broncos or the Chargers, whoever that could end up being the number one seed, get a bye, I wouldn't want to see the Buffalo Bills coming off a bye and they could get a dub with the wild card. Like, nah.
I'm more with the rest of the panel. I think that I think he was happy at first when Diggs was gone. I can spread it around now, but now he really missed a number one receiver, and he got to be Superman again. And doing that, as we can see, like Jeff said, it's causing turnovers. McDermott definitely should be on the hot seat, man. It's been a lot of years, and my thing is, y'all had 6 years post Brady to win a Super Bowl or do something. Now the Pats are back, so y'all ain't gonna win a division no more. You know what I mean? At least not this year. So it's like y'all were going to just cruise every year. Same thing that the Pats were doing for 20 years, and now it's not going to be that way. So that's bad to me. The defense is normally what does hold them together, but defense ain't doing great either this year. So that's the problem. So to me, I don't see them as a true Super Bowl contender, even with Josh being an MVP last year. But it's just too many holes in that team, I feel like. And to your point, Jeff, the key is to give it to Cook for them. But if you decide I'm a stock Cook, then it's like, well, they could play man with those receivers because they don't get open. So It's like I can put 8 in the box to try to stop, or maybe 7. Stop Cook, play man. Keon Coleman, a disappointment. High draft pick, 6'3". He's supposed to be the guy right now. He's in year 2, but he's not. He don't get out his break fast enough. He drops balls. He not confident. So that's a problem for Josh. So yeah, I just feel like that. With the Dolphins, whatever, it don't even matter. And like Daryl said, they should have pressed harder for that Jalen Waddle trade because Josh having to do this shit every week all the way through the playoffs, bro. Like, that's a problem. I'm sorry. So
Daryl with the crazy intel, the wicked intel. He said, "Yeah, I flew to Miami. I sat with Trick Daddy. Waddle was on the block." Like,
Daryl, let me start with you this time, man. Colts beat the Falcons in an overtime game. Your thoughts on the game, bro?
Yeah, that early Sunday game. Yeah, watching this game kind of reminded me. It reminded me of that Falcons-Bills game where I didn't expect the Dolphins. I mean, the Falcons to kind of be in control for the most part of that game. Like, and it kind of proves my points of what I thought about them in the beginning of the year. So I thought they had the tools to make that next step, but just inconsistently played out, and we saw it play out in this game. Really, like, offense started off hot, defense. Yeah, they let the Colts get 13 points in the first quarter, but they didn't let them score again into the fourth quarter. So just that inconsistency is still there. I think this is just a young team. I thought they were going to take a step this year, but I feel like they're a year, maybe 2 away. They do need to get a young team. They need to get more experience, especially with Penix. And with the Colts, I like this bounce back game for the Colts, especially on overseas, coming off of a loss. Struggled at times, but at the end of the day, they took care of business and got what they needed to get done. I like what I saw from Daniel Jones. He did have some mistakes here and there, but in crunch time on third down, he made some clutch throws to Tyler Warren to keep them on the field. So if he can do that, if he can keep the turnovers limited, which he has been for the most part of the year, other than last week and this game, but if he can keep the turnovers limited, they can keep JT as that number one option as far as being their bell cow, and rightfully so. And then also you got Pittman, Pierce. Pierce is coming on strong as being another number 2, and I like that number 2 because they both receivers are kind of tall and lanky, so it kind of creates mismatches for them. So I like what they got, and it was a good win for the Colts, and like I said, for the Falcons. This is a year or two away from just maturing and also getting their roster better.
All right. Toby, you go Falcons, Colts. Well, did you watch this game or you were asleep?
I seen some of it. I didn't watch all of it, so I won't say too much. I'll just say Jonathan Taylor, amazing. Looking like the best running back this season. In the MVP conversations. Daniel Jones I think he played an okay game. I think he had a pick and a touchdown. He did what needed to be done. Drake London, he's been on a tear so far this season. He had a good game, another good game in a row. Michael Penix, I think he's playing okay. He could be playing, better, but he's a rookie, so you just appreciate that he's not playing horrible. I think he's keeping the Falcons competitive. I feel like for most games this season, they've been competitive besides the blowout to the Panthers. They were competitive last week, but they lose close games, so they're not really where they need to be yet. The Colts are clearly better. It's going to come down to the quarterback, just like the Steelers game last week. It came down to the quarterback. He's the one that made the mistakes that basically cost them the game. So we're going to see what Daniel Jones could do for them, for the Colts, most likely going to win their division. And, we're going to see what he's going to do in the playoffs. But overall, it was a good game, competitive game. I think the Falcons are they're going in the right direction, but this year is just not their year. And the Colts have been impressive, and I think Jonathan Taylor's having an amazing season.
Okay. Jordan, your thoughts on that Falcons Colts win?
So, it was a decent game. I didn't think the Falcons were going to be able to win. They're right, just like Daryl said, they're not there yet. Penix had a decent game, I thought. It wasn't too bad. But, man, the Colts look good. I don't know if they'll be able to sustain it in the playoffs. It's still Danny Jones. So, we don't necessarily know. Now, he has won a playoff game before, but who knows? We'll see. But he's starting to come back down to earth a little bit. And Jonathan Taylor is really, pushing this offense forward. You get what I'm saying? And I think if he breaks the touchdown record, I 100% think that he should be the MVP. If he breaks 31 touchdowns, I don't care about the 2,000 yards. If he breaks that touchdown record, he has to be the MVP. I'm pretty sure people who've broken that record have gotten it. Like LT, I'm pretty sure got the MVP that year. I'm pretty sure Sean Alexander got the MVP the year he did it. Like Terrell Davis, if I'm not mistaken, Marshall, like a lot of these niggas definitely got the MVP when they did that shit. So I understand why Saquon didn't get it last year, even though he had an incredible season. But if this man does not get that shit, if he breaks that record and he don't get that shit, it's a crime, bro. And then the NFL is really just flu as fuck.
I agree. Jeff, your thoughts?
I think it was a really good game. I think this is actually the difference in these organizations is one organization is comfortable giving their bell cow running back all the carries he needs to do what he does. And one organization is still not getting in their head that they have a bell cow running back that can do the same type of shit. Bijan went 17 for 84, and then Algier had 11 for 57 and 2 touchdowns. I'm like, just give Bijan all them carries, man.
Why, bro? But Algier's putting up numbers though. That makes no sense.
But he can't catch like Bijan. He doesn't make the team. He doesn't make the team better in the sense of that because he's doing well, yes. But when you start some running backs, and Jordan, you know this because Saquon does it. When you start revving them up, they start to get even more elusive. Like, damn, this motherfucker just doing shit.
Algier is nice though, bro. You got to use that jiggle. Like,
he's all right. He's not Bijan though. Like, he ain't gonna hold you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And look, the last two, and I was actually not shocked that this game was really this close. For one, it was at 9:30 in the morning on East Coast, and it was overseas. But at the same time, like Jordan said, Daniel Jones is starting to come back to earth a little bit, man. He's got like 4 interceptions in the last 2 games. Like, that's a lot of picks, bro. So, we're kind of starting to see the true colors of the Tiger show here. I don't believe that the Indianapolis Colts have a number 1 receiver. Honestly, I know some of us here believe Michael Pittman is actually that dude, and he's really good. I just don't see him being the number 1 receiver, bro. Like, they got Tyler Warren. He's literally cooking them up.
Yeah, he's the lead.
Alec Pierce lit him up too. He lit him up this week too for 84 yards and a touchdown. So, you know, and listen, another thing, the Falcons have their bad rushing. They have a bad rushing defense. Not bad, but it's just mediocre. Now they have great pass rushing with all the young guys, but if you run right at them, they had the Michael Parsons syndrome. If you run right at them, you can get all you want. But if you try to drop back and pass, they'll come after your ass.
Mhm.
So you know what I'm saying? It's kind of where they are as far as the Falcons go. I don't like Raheem Morris as the quarterback as the coach of the Atlanta Falcons. I don't. Like, I've just never been a big fan of him. He just doesn't present you anything that's going to be like, okay, let's have the offense kicking going. And this is an offensive league now. You got to score points. You got to do what you got to do. Defense, yes, wins championships, but through the regular season, the offense got to get going. Then that was Colts. They got a pretty tough schedule coming up. I'm hoping to see something materialize from this. I love what's the coach from the Colts? They used to coach the Eagles when Eagles won the
Steichen.
Shane Steichen, man. That boy got play called, man. He know what he's doing with that play sheet, bro, and he's getting things done. And it doesn't hurt that you have Jonathan Taylor, who kind of was overlooked going into the season, but it's crazy that he having such a monster season here. So that's another good thing. But this was a really good game. They went into overtime. I was excited to get more. It seemed like the game was like 7 hours long in some period. I don't know why it just seemed so long, but the Colts edged the game out. The Falcons could have won. I mean, they could have really pulled it out, but they didn't. But we got to watch Daniel Jones going forward. Hopefully, he doesn't implode and cost the Colts the season. And we got to see what Sauce does now. Like, Sauce will get week 2 this week. Maybe they get a shutdown corner. Maybe that helps the defense better. They can kind of pin their ears back and shut down some of that. Give Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor some more carries.
Yeah, Sauce. He slipped a couple times, so Drake got off a little bit, but he played pretty decent. I think the Falcons will be in the Falcons, man. Like, I agree with you on Raheem Morris. I don't think he's a great end game coach. And they're 3-6 right now. So, and they had a lot of hype coming to the season. So that's not really good, I don't think. The Colts, yeah, like you said, JT is JT. Keep giving him the ball. Daniel Jones, he's gonna have some good games, good throws. He's better than an AR for sure, but good games and good throws. Anthony Richardson, but he
Rodgers under the bus.
No.
That AR too.
No. But he gonna make mistakes, so they're gonna go live and
He
die
just
with
want to
him.
say AR. He thinking about Austin Reeves and shit.
Oh
That's
my
all he
God,
want to say.
that's the real AR anyway. But anyway, they got the other defensive players coming back. Going to be their Ward, going to be their Wood Sauce, so that should be pretty good. The Colts are for real, man. Now, AFC, man, it's going to come down to a lot in these playoffs. You got the Colts, Broncos, all these teams you didn't think were going to be there, but they got the higher seeds, and then the juggernauts got the lower seeds that you're used to. So it's going to be real interesting. Falcons. They got to ball out. I don't know. I don't know about them, man. They got a good foundation as far as like players and talent, but it's always next year with them. So hopefully Penix get better. I guess it should be happy in Atlanta. I don't know, about that. But the coach, I don't know, man, because they're 3-6. Like, yeah. I guess they can still make the playoffs or whatever. But as of right now, again, it's almost like you're already on to next year. You know what I mean, with them. I will give her the Pitts though. I can't do Pitts no more on them. You know what I mean? He drops the ball. He doesn't make the plays.
He stole that one drive. Oh man, it was moving. He dropped that wide open shit. He could have took that shit to the house. I was like, wow.
I know.
Colts got a crazy schedule though. They go on a bye. They got the Chiefs after that, Texans and Jags, and then the Seahawks. Then they got the 49ers and Seahawks back to back.
It's a rough schedule.
That's a pretty tough schedule. The next 4 games could be, 5 games is, 3 championship contending teams. But I mean, they still got the Jaguars twice. They got the Texans twice. I mean,
that's
4 W's for them.
Nah, they ain't 4 W's.
I was 3 maybe for sure.
Nah, the team's gonna fight.
Yeah, I think one of them gonna get one. Somebody's gonna get one.
Yeah, somebody's gonna get one. One of them gonna get one. Texas gonna get
3-1. That's a good stretch right there.
Yeah, that's just between the Jags and the Texans. They still got the Chiefs, 49ers, and Seahawks. That's I don't know. That's tough.
And then they put CJ Stroud back in that too. Next up, we got the Pats. They did get the win over the Bucks. They both were division leaders, so it was a good game for both of these teams. Jeff, I'll come back to you. You can start pass over Bucks. What's your thoughts on that game, man?
Listen, it's a good win for the Patriots. I mean, it continues their mojo and they just building towards foundation going forward. They got, like I said, they got the best young quarterback I've seen in a while. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking forward to it. I think Vrabel coming back into the fold, he brought some structure, some discipline back into the organization. He's obviously been keeping Stephon Diggs in check. You know what I'm saying? It's like they still having the Patriot way around there. Like nobody's going to act crazy. The running back situation is a thing. I think this game was really close, and then it separated itself. I think it was a turnover, and it gave the Patriots some separation. I think in the third quarter, I believe, and they kind of really just held on from that point. Baker's down every single weapon in the entire arsenal. Even Ibuka was hurt a little bit. Bucky's out. Rashad White, who lost his job, still, he's still probably shaking up, but you don't have anyone to throw to. The Buccaneers defense was never stout. So, I mean, we're kind of looking at Baker and asking him to do the Josh Allen, and it just isn't really working right now. So it's going to be one of them situations to watch, But I'm here for the Patriots rebuild. I'm here for the Patriots back in the mix. I'm here for them being on tout. They got Henderson in the backfield. The crazy thing is they started Jennings. Jennings ran the ball one time and got hurt. Like that was nuts. I'm like, damn. So it's just that running back room is a carousel, and I hope they get that figured out. But it was a really good game from the Patriots. They have to keep on with the mojo, keep on building, and I think they'll have a really good season at the end of this thing.
All right, Daryl, your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I picked the Bucks because I thought this was the game where Drake May, the young QB, is going to come back down to earth, like going against the road against a team coming off a bye. I know Bucks are still banged up, but at home I thought I thought the experience was going to outweigh them, but definitely not the case. Pats they're for real, especially after this game on the road, taking care of business. The running back room, I think that injury to Ramondre may have been a blessing in disguise because they've been keeping Travion Henderson and like pretty much at the bench role up until this game. Then he showed his talent this game. I didn't think he was. I drafted him, but I didn't think he was this good. Like he had two breakaway touchdowns. He almost had a breakaway touchdown in the first quarter, but he got stopped by a leg tackle. But just his talent is crazy. And I feel like if they did it was almost a blessing in disguise as far as like gearing him up for like maybe the second half of the season, and he can just take off. And if that happens, then this team, watch out. I mean, it's still not had a true number one receiver, but Diggs, he's a veteran. Booty, he's made plays throughout the year. Still got Pop Douglas. He has another option too. And Hunter Henry, they tight end. He's a for sure veteran tight end. So they got what they need, especially
and Matt Collins, who they got from the Bills, was crazy.
No, yeah. I'm not big on. No, I'm good on Matt Collins. He's been a team, man. He's been on mad team.
I mean, he had 106 yards yesterday. He had good
one
play.
Game. The Buccaneers give it up like prom night, man.
Okay, all right, go ahead, man. Go ahead, Daryl. Keep going, man.
Yeah, but I mean, they got, especially on the defensive side, they got everything you need to win, and especially taking control of their division after beating the Bills earlier this year. They put themselves in the spot to contend for that number one seed, like we're used to see with the Patriots back in the day. So good to see for them. And again, shout out to Travion Henderson. For the Bucks, I'm not putting too much stock in this loss. They still waiting for Mike Evans. I thought Bucky Irving was going to come back. That's another reason why I picked him this week. They still waiting for him to come back. And I'm not sure if Chris Godwin is going to ever get to a production type of level by the end of the year. But I'm still not ruling them out because once they get those teams back, I mean, as far as like the top teams that I mentioned previously in the AFC, NFC, that they had the worst defense out of them. So it's always going to be a shootout with them. But I'm not ruling Baker out. He took a step back this week as far as his MVP, past couple weeks, especially because of the bye, as far as his MVP case. I'm not ruling him out, especially when he gets some of his guys back. But yeah, definitely this was a statement win for the Patriots as far as like they're back. They got a quarterback, they got a head coach, they got a defense. They're ready to make some moves.
Jordan, your thoughts, man?
Buccaneers got Bills and Rams.
I definitely picked Tampa because I thought that it'd be a tough game for the Patriots to win on the road, but that was definitely impressive. They're a big play team. Right. Travion Henderson, yes, Daryl, he is like that. He is from the Ohio State University.
Yeah. I got two of them boys.
Yeah, that was coming.
Yeah. Him and Justice. We had him and Quinshawn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they don't realize that. But But I just I just think that it was impressive. And right, like they have a lot of big play guys. Booty makes big plays, Douglas makes big plays, Henderson makes big plays. Stevenson used to make big splash plays every once in a while. So they're a big play offense. And Drake May is playing like one of the best QBs in the league right now. It looks like it now. Am I still going, annoy him? No, I'm not. I need to see something in January and maybe possibly February. We're gonna see. But their defense looks pretty legit. So I mean they definitely got them one though. I mean, they got them a franchise QB. There's no doubt about that. So, but we'll see what they look like. But it was impressive. It was impressive. For them to go on a run and beat Tampa.
So we passed Bucks, man.
Yeah, I also picked the Bucks because I felt like the Pats were on a win streak, and eventually win streaks need to come to an end. But the Bucks have a lot of injuries, and I feel like over the last, this come up the bye week, but even before that, I feel like those injuries were starting to affect them. Baker is not able to do as much, especially when the defense is this good. And the Patriots, I was really, really impressed by their defense because Baker has been looking like an MVP, and they stepped up. And there was drives in the fourth quarter and the third quarter that I thought Baker was going to go down and make a play and score on the drive, and the Patriots just kept stopping them. Offensively, Drake May, I watched him. This is probably like the second time or third time I watched him all season. And he looked good. He's a very accurate quarterback. He threw the pick in the end zone. I do remember that. He threw that pick in the end zone. That's when I thought the Bucs was going to come back and do something. But he's having a good second year. He's playing good. I'm not going to annoy him. I'm not going to, I think Mike said, and, he'll take him over Jaden from Washington. And I was like, nah, not yet. I got to see him do something in the playoffs. So this season is not over yet. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. And, if he does go to the playoffs, what he does there. But overall, the Patriots look like they'll be a team that'll be very competitive because they do have that defense that will be able to keep them in games. The Bucks, they just have to, get some weapons back. He hasn't had basically Godwin and Evans all year long. Bucky Irvin's been injured basically all year long. So hopefully they could come back soon and help out Baker.
Yeah, I agree with what everybody else said. The Bucks probably win the division because that division's trash. But I think they might lose the next couple of games, because like you said, they got the Bills and the Rams next, and I don't know how healthy the other guys are going to be. But Baker was still 3 touchdowns, no interceptions in that game, so not like he was like turning the ball over, but it's just hard. Bucky Irvin is a big play running back. Rashad White is good, but he's not. He don't have the big plays like Bucky Irvin does. And then without the receivers, but Booker's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? So he needed some veterans out there too. But I took the Pats because the Pats are a really, really good team and a really well coached. Mike Vrabel, whatever Drake May might have, whatever Vrabel gonna get them together. I trust Vrabel. He made Tannehill look good for a few years. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely trust Vrabel. I trust that New England culture being back there. Josh McDaniels with young quarterbacks or quarterbacks in general. Josh McDaniels, the Joker. He's not a good head coach, but as an OC, he know what he's doing, man. And for Drake May to have him like moving forward, like that's great. Because he know he's not a head coach, so now he's going to stay being OC. So I think that's good. Diggs is like, still playing well. They got a bunch of receivers. I think they're a good team. And I think Drake May throws one of the best deep balls in the league right now, like deep ball. And I think that they got them one, man. So damn, they can be Super Bowl contenders like earlier than you thought they were. So they're gonna be a tough out when the playoffs come for anybody. With the Bucks, I agree with everybody. They gotta get the help back. It's just hard to judge them. But yeah, those are my takes. Next one, though, the Bears wound up coming back and beating the Giants, and Daboll got fired the next day, man. So, Jordan, what's your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of crazy. It's sad that Jackson Dart keep getting beat up and getting put out the game with the injuries and all that other shit because he's nice, you feel what I'm saying? But I don't think people like him because the way he, you feel me, carry himself is like type shit, like it's a little cockiness, but it's different when he do it. But when Shador do it, you know what I mean? We ain't gonna talk about it. But you know what I mean? But hey, I like him though. He a nice little player that they got. They got a future in him. I think it's kind of, messed up that they fired Dayball because when you think about it, the first year he was there, if I'm not mistaken, with Danny Dimes, they went to the offs.
Mhm.
You feel me? And then it's like the next year, if I'm not mistaken, they let Saquon go, right? Or they still had him and he was hurt. And then he came after that. You feel what I'm saying? And like they just was weak. Like they could never protect it. They could never protect Daniel Jones. They never really gave him a number one wide receiver. You feel me? And the defense just got all right. He never had a really good defense. You feel me? So it looked like the Giants have a decent defense. And honestly, next year they're gonna have some real players. Dark Scatterboo, Neighbors. You feel me?
Get a high
They're gonna
draft
have a
pick, probably.
shape and a low draft pick coming. I think they should have kept Dayball, gave him one more year. You feel me? Now, if it would have been shitty next year, then I'd have been like, all right, it's time to let him go. But Mike Kafka is like the interim head coach, so we're gonna see how that go because I like the relationship that Dart and Dayball had. You feel what I'm saying? Like that was cool. So why would you go and fuck that up? You feel me? Regardless of like, come on, Dart got hurt and they had to put dumbass Russell Wilson back in the game. Like, come on, man. And it ain't like Chicago is ass. Like, okay, like it ain't like we ain't seen Chicago ain't ass. They're not ass. Like, if I'm not mistaken, right now they're in the wild card.
Yeah, the
6-3.
playoffs. Yeah.
So like, they played that team well. They beat us. They played their team well. And like, your starting QB went out. Y'all still a young team. Like, I don't understand why they were still playing well with Dart with Dayball. What did you expect? Why would you fire him? In my opinion.
Yeah. Daryl, your thoughts on that? Giants and that game against Fire?
Yeah, good win for the Bears. I gotta give a shout out to Caleb Williams. I've been on the fence with him, but he's starting to put together game. Like I always said with him, like he always takes one step forward and two steps back. But I like what I saw from him this game specifically. Getting out the pocket, rolling. I think that last that game winning touchdown, that scramble. I kind of forgot how fast he was. Like, he needed the speed to get around the corner and get in the end zone. I think it's like a 20, 25-yard run there. But I like what I see especially from the head coach, instilling his culture. Like this is a game where the Bears don't win. Like from what we passed know from the Bears, like, even going against another bad team, we just don't see comeback wins from them or just taking care of business in general. So I definitely feel like they're in the right direction. Rome Odunze, he's forced himself into as the number one receiving option there. Colston Loveland, he's starting to come on. Burden is developed as in that number two. I still think I was about to say that. Yeah, I said it in, before the trade deadline. They should have traded DJ Moore and got draft capital to keep building this roster. I mean, he had 0 catches this game. Like he's just out there. Like they got a bunch of young talent to build with Caleb. It makes no sense having him there on that roster. They should have. Should have got something for him at the trade deadline. Still believe that, but I think they're in the right direction. Definitely didn't think them being 6-3 at this point. I see them fighting for that wild card. Possibly, I mean, you never know what the match was going to be in that wild card weekend. Make some noise, but I do feel like that's their cap right now until they continue building that roster. For the Giants, saw this coming. I mean, that game previously, I never saw a coach run in and run behind his quarterback when he went to the blue tent. A few weeks ago. I never saw that. That just showed the desperation that Dayball had. He knew he needed Dart to be healthy and doing what he's doing in order to keep his chances of having a job. Because once in that same game, when Russell came in, we saw what he saw, and that's when he really went back in the tent because he saw the job fast through his eyes. So I did no surprise. It's just unfortunate because really I feel like it was all dependent on Jackson Dart. Really, I feel like if he finishes this game and they win, then they don't fire Dayball. So it's really to the point that you might as well just let him finish out the year because what is this going to do with Jackson Dart? Like, what is for the rest of the year? You got the number one option down, you got the number one running back down, so it's no real time. There's no way of them getting improved as far, especially with him getting hurt week in, week out, 4 concussions. It was just a shock move to me, but it was needed. Everyone will move on in the offseason. Like I said before, I feel like they should put themselves in line to get that boy Jeremiah Smith, or even another top receiver in next year's draft to go along with Neighbors and the rest of the offense they have. So I feel like they rebuild phase on the right foot this time. They've been kind of going through that ever since Eli and in those days. But I feel like they starting to get the foundation together. That they really need the O-line. They need another receiving option, and then from there just build up that defense. But for the most part, the Bears is a great win for them. I feel like they're turning the corner for what we've known them for the past 15 years.
All right, Toby, you be hating Caleb hard in the chat, man. So, what's your thoughts on them coming back and winning, man?
I mean, just to touch on Caleb, I had him on my fantasy. He wasn't really doing nothing for most of the game until Dart got injured, and then they basically took advantage of the momentum swing, and they got the W. He made some plays at the end, but I still got to see more from Caleb. Good W over the Giants. I thought they were the better team coming in, so I was expecting them to win. Dart was doing Dart things. That's why he got injured, but he also had the lead over the Chicago Bears, which was impressive. But, he runs like a running back, so eventually he got hurt, 4 concussions already. He needs to, slow down with playing like that. Daboll got fired. Maybe he didn't tell him enough time to, slide and stop getting concussions, because he eventually got him fired. Getting out that game, getting injured, and they have to go to Russ. And Russ, another stinker, another disgusting performance. He has to hang it up soon. It's going outside. But a good W for the Bears. They got lucky this week. Also, I don't really agree with firing the coach. I agree with Jordan on that point. It was too soon, because now next year they're gonna have to build another. Like when you hire a new coach, you got to build new foundations again. He has to come in and set up things the way he wants things to be set up. So as I did this, now they're starting over again, and I feel like this season with Dart and the running back Scatterboo, they have flashes. They show flashes that they could do stuff, but injuries just hurt them this season. Malik Neighbors not there, so definitely this is what bad organizations do. In my opinion, and the Giants are currently a bad organization. They try to do too much moves, and I feel like this firing would be a mistake.
Oh, wow. Okay. Jeff, what's your thoughts on this game and firing Daboll?
I think the Bears rallied back, i.e. similar to the Broncos. I mean, the New York Giants aren't the greatest team, but they showed the capability of blowing leads. I mean, I think that's one of the things that probably contributed to Daboll getting fired. I think that also the record. I mean, when Daboll's first season, he had Daniel Jones and Saquon. He went to the playoffs, but after that, we got 6-11, 3-14. Now they're 2-8. So he continues to just go down as far as their record goes. He still had Daniel Jones and Saquon in the building the second year after they went to the playoffs, and they stunk it up and went 6-11. So, I mean, honestly, you got to start looking at the guy at some point and saying, look, the same people you had in the house, and now, look, both players have gone on to different organizations and are flourishing. So someone's got to be the culprit here. Something's got to be the problem. And that's where I think that goes. As far as the game goes, Caleb Williams is keeping the Bears afloat. I mean, they got a roster, bro. I mean, they got Swift at running back. They got some receivers. They got Odunze. They got Moore, which he isn't getting the ball as much because Odunze is getting it. And then they got the 6'7" Loveland guy that they drafted before they drafted Warren. So, I mean, they got some players on offense. Listen, if we thought Caleb Williams was going to be Patrick Mahomes, then we were wildly mistaken, because for one, motherfucking Andy Reid ain't calling the plays. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing you got to add into that component. Yeah, no, Ben Johnson's pretty good, and he wanted to come to this organization, but still, they've got a lot to fix up. The offensive line for the Chicago Bears is basically Halloween. That shit's spooky. I don't be knowing what's going on. He be running for his life sometimes. And yeah, he isn't reading the plays as first reads and getting the ball out, but still, he has to grow over time. So the Bears are in a good position right now with Caleb. They're, like you said, everyone said, they're in the playoffs at this point. They got a pretty good, winning the season. the rest of their schedule I have to look at and see kind of what's going to happen. But as far as this game goes, the New York Giants gave up another freaking lead. And like Toby said, if you can't get your rookie quarterback to stop taking hits, what do we think is going to happen? And again, when did those other concussions happen? This season?
Yeah.
So he's basically letting the fucking franchise player bang himself up. Like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, we already know Cam Scatterboo looked like he might be having CTE at some point in the near future because of the way he plays. I mean, damn, you got Neighbors. He's going for the season. In reality, Daboll really just cost the whole organization all of their top picks. So yeah, I'm with firing that motherfucker too. Get his ass out of here. Like, come on, man. You
Pack him up.
Pack him up, B. Like, come on, man. Like, you throwing away the organization's future in one season. Like, it can't all come to a crumble like this. Like, come on, someone's got to put the halt on this. Mike, we've said this plenty of times before. Daboll is probably a better offensive coordinator than he is a head coach, right? Like, come on now. They obviously heard the whispers coming from the show. You know, they should give us some credit here, at least give us a little mention. But I'm just saying, like, you know, the record going from 10-6 to 9 and something to 6-11 to 4-3, you know, 4 and whatever to 3, and like he's just going down. It's progressing in the wrong direction. Again, even the year after the playoffs, they had Danny Dimes there. He threw for 2,700 yards, 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Saquon ran for 900 yards on the ground before he left to go to for the Eagles. I mean, fucking fire him, start him over, man. There's guys like that everywhere.
I agree. Maybe he can go back to Buffalo, be a consultant or something right now, help them out on offense because he was good with Josh, you know, as OC. But he to me he fucked up from starting Russ in the first beginning. Yeah. It should right because Russ been washed, and I don't know what that was. He should have started Dart, and even with starting Dart, Jameson should have been the backup, not Russ. Like, because he might have actually, Jameis might have been able to come in and help you some of those games when Dart got hurt. I don't know what's this infatuation. You know what I mean? We had it 2 last year, though, with Russ. Russ is done, man. We got to stop this.
Company man.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So that set him back. He found Scatterboo because Tracy got hurt, but then, like you said, he wound up getting hurt. Neighbors got hurt. Dart got to learn how to, you know, slide or let get less yards or whatever. He's good though. The kid is talented. Got a nice little arm. I don't know who he needs, but I don't think Daboll's the guy, man. I just don't feel like he's it. For the Bears, yeah, I think they was 0-2. I think they 6-1 in their last 7 games. So that's like pretty good. Like the Bears cooking a little bit. They fuck around and get him before the Packers. The Packers got that tie. That tie gonna fuck them up down the line.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
So yes, I don't know, man. Like the AFC North is picking up now a little bit. I'm NFC North, so I don't know. Caleb, yeah, he got to play more on time. We know that. Yeah, year 2, he'll get better as time goes along. I'll get rid of more too. They got more moves to make in the next offseason, but this year they could definitely be a playoff team.
I don't know, bro. They might flame out the rest of the way. Got the Vikings, Steelers, Eagles, Packers, Browns, Packers, 49ers, Lions. Yeah, they might not make the playoffs.
They could beat the Vikings and the Packers at least once or whatever.
I don't think they can beat the Packers at all. I just, you know what I'm saying? It's just it'd be too much pressure on the kid, man. Like
it do.
He shakes on too much. Like just play within the offense, man. The offense is set up for you to make good passes and win the games.
Yeah, he don't play like Jared Goff. That's what Ben Johnson had last year, but that's what he should play like.
And that last game against the Lions is gonna be wicked. Because remember the Lions ran it up on them and started doing like the celebration plays.
Yeah. All right, Ravens. Either one of y'all take this. Ravens Vikings. Matter of fact, I'll pick it. Daryl, why don't you go Ravens Vikings? Let's go from there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought this was going to be a surprise win at first for the Vikings. I think they started off hot, but eventually, again, the better team settled in and locked in. It was a slow game for the most part for Lamar. I think he didn't get throw a touchdown to like the close to the end of the game. But not much to take away. They took care of business. They needed this win to continue their climb back up into the playoffs and into the division. Again, but I still feel like the receiving core is going to limit them. I mean, as far as kind of the same thing with Saquon, we're not seeing that same year that we saw last year from Derrick Henry. I'm not sure if it's the same reasons or There's just lack of productivity on the offense or the offensive line. But if he starts to heat up, that's going to make them even more dangerous. And Zay Flowers, I feel really like that's the only receiving option that I feel like Lamar really trusts week in and week out. That's going to really just limit them. But again, there's not much to take away. They just took care of business, and they're going to have to keep doing that to get back into the AFC picture.
All right, Texans Jags, which is crazy ending. Jeff, what you thought on that game?
Wow, crazy ending. I mean, again, the fact Davis Mills comes in the game and actually almost saves the whole damn thing. Actually saves the whole damn thing is crazy work. It's also a testament to how well that the coach D'Amico Ryans is. He has that defense playing lights out no matter what. Even though they gave up, I think 29 points. I mean, listen. The curtain got to get pulled back on Sunshine at some point in the season. They got to figure this thing out. I mean, they already were down Hunter. They already were down another receiver, and Brian Thomas really hasn't panned out, nor has Travis Etienne. So the Jaguars got some moves to make this offseason.
All right, and Jordan Rams, Niners.
So this was a good game. You know what I mean? Rams got after it. 49ers got after it. Matt Stafford, though, I mean, it got ugly toward the end. They ran that score, though, ran that score a little bit, But, Matt Stafford, man, might have to get some MVP conversations right now with the numbers that he got.
I said that, yeah.
They definitely got the best wide receiver duo in the league, hands down. I believe Devontae Adams is leading the league in receiving touchdowns, and Puka is a top 5 receivers for sure. So, right now, both of those teams actually still look good. Both of those teams actually still, the 49ers looking like this and not really fully healthy either, They can get in the playoffs, they can probably, beat the team. So, they on a collision course because that division is just crazy. Like, I think 3 teams going to make the playoffs in that division for sure.
Yeah, Stafford got 25 touchdowns, 2 picks, which is crazy. All right. Jeff, you pick 'em, bro.
All right, cool. So we know last week, Mike, we went with the pick'ems. We chose 4 teams. It was a loaded week. We chose between the Rams, 49ers, the Buccaneers, and the New England Patriots, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. We all took the Eagles. We all knew what it was. We all took the Rams. We knew what that was going to be like. 3 of us took the Patriots, me, Mike, and Justin. The rest of you took the Bucks. And then only me, Jordan, and Justin, all the Jays, understood that the Chargers was going to beat down on them. So after that week itself, we're going to go bottom to top. We got a 3-way tie in the basement. Daryl, Jordan, and Toby all at 17 and 14. Justin just on the top step at 18 and 13. Mike in the kitchen at 19 and 12. And I'm in the penthouse suite at 21 and 10.
Okay. All right. Let's go with this. Daryl, you stay at the bottom of this shit, bro.
Yo.
We still got
chill. Daryl said he focused on fantasy this year.
Exactly. I'm in that 4 seed in some other places. So
I hear you.
I'm coming up.
Panthers, Falcons, Jeff picked Bears, Vikings, and Commanders, Dolphins.
Yeah, because Mike was crying about picking the same team, so I went with the all ass schedule this week.
You could have still picked some other teams. You could have picked Eagles.
It's all good. It's all good. I went with the
you could have put Eagles, Lions.
That would have been Chiefs, Broncos.
I went with the all ass
Rams,
schedule.
Seahawks.
Man, whatever, man.
None of these games have a clear cut winner. I mean, I'm eager to see who's saying like, yo, they're definitely going to win.
Rams, Seahawks, yeah. Oh my God. All right, go ahead. Anyway, so.
I'm going to the Panthers. Going with the Vikings.
No, let's see.
I'm going with the.
Get to the hard.
I'm gonna go with I ain't gonna lie. I'm going to Commanders. I ain't gonna care.
All right, who next?
That's a Sunday game early too. Damn.
Yeah, that's the 9:30 joint. That's a nasty joint.
I got the under on that on like 17.
I'm gonna go Falcons, Bears, and Dolphins. Yep.
Oh yeah, of course you're going with the Falcons.
Toby.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Falcons as well. I will go. Bears and Vikings game is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Commanders Dolphins is
Um,
crazy. You got Mariota versus Tua. That's just
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Hawaiian
go.
Bowl.
Hawaiian Bowl.
Lion Bowl.
I'm gonna go Bears,
All right.
and then I'm gonna go. What's the last game? Commanders and Dolphins. I'm expecting Mariota to start, so I'm gonna go. Damn, I'm gonna go Dolphins. I'm gonna go Dolphins, man. I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Yo, yo.
I'm gonna go Falcons as well. I just don't trust Bryce. I'm sorry. Like I just can't do it. I'm gonna go Falcons as well. I'm gonna go and Raheem can't lose to the Panthers at the come on, man.
They got
Yeah.
smoked
At home
already by 30 to nothing.
I understand, but they can't keep that. Raheem can't keep doing
Revenge
that,
game.
bro.
He's
I-
gotta get fired if you do that.
Yeah, I gotta have faith in the brother, man. I'm sorry. Then I'm gonna go with the oh man, that Bears Vikings because Vikings be coming out good sometimes, and Bears like to put a dud out, but and they 6-1. What that game at Minnesota or
Yeah, Minnesota.
oh man, it made it even harder. I like that.
Wait, you went with the Falcons?
Yeah, I'm with the Falcons. Yeah. I just can't. I can't. And oh man, I'm riding high hand. I'm gonna go with the Bears, and I'm going with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins are gonna beat the Commanders. I don't think it's even a tough game.
Yeah. At this point, I'm gonna go with the Carolina Panthers with Jordan. I think Rico Dotto about to eat up.
Oh man.
Eat.
All right. So
then
starting my comeback. Keep going. Who else you got?
I doubt it. I'm gonna go with the Bears for sure. I think they will
Okay.
too. And then in that last game, I'm gonna go with Washington.
Okay. We about to be tied then. Okay. That's what's up.
Go with Washington.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all.
No second guess. I heard you trying to second guess just now. Bro.
Nah.
I took Washington.
I like
Yeah,
Washington.
Jordan took Washington and whatever like that. I like what I like. Yeah, like I said, I can't trust Bryce Little ass. I can't do it for me. But anyway, you all for coming on. Everybody, think of people who actually watch it tonight. So thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and definitely subscribe. We'll be back next week to get the results of these week's picks. Hopefully, talk about our fantasy stuff and get into the whole weekend football. For Daryl, for Jeff, for Jordan, for Toby. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Falcons just gave up like 3